Hello friends, welcome back. Today I want to introduce a beautiful vegetable ingredient for your daily cooking. It is chive flour. Chive flour is widely used in Chinese cooking and it is delicious cooked in a stir fry with meat. If you're new here, my name is Yi and I grew up in the city of Chengdu in Sichuan, China. I love to share easy to follow Asian recipes that you can cook at home. Today, in addition to the chive flour, we're going to use 1 bell pepper and a piece of ginger, a smaller piece than this one, and a piece of pork tenderloin, about a third of a full pork tenderloin. This stir fry is delicious, so now let's get started. First, we're going to slice our pork tenderloin into strips and then marinate it. First, we'll slice the pork tenderloin into slices, like this one. After the pork tenderloin is sliced into slices, we will start to slice them into strips. Find the long side of the piece, and then we're just gonna slice into a strip. Now all of the pork tenderloin is nicely shredded. We're going to move it to a container and marinate the meat. First, we're going to add a little bit of salt, just a little white pepper powder, some cornstarch, about 1 to 2 teaspoons, and some water. Mix well. Now mix it really well so that the cornstarch covers the meat. You can kind of feel the moisture of the meat, not too dry and not too wet, which is perfect. And lastly, we're gonna top it with a little bit oil and set aside. Next, let's prepare the chive flour. And look at it, it's so beautiful. It's very easy to prepare chive flour. We simply chop it into slices, about 1-inch slices. And sometimes on the bottom part, these parts are a little harder and we will throw these away. I simply put it in a container. Now let's prepare the red bell pepper. Very simple. Simply slice into strips. And so about half a bell pepper is enough. And next, let's prepare the ginger. Simply slice off about 1 inch. And let's peel the ginger. First, slice the ginger. We want to layer the slices, and then we're gonna slice it into strips. And so now our ginger is ready. Now all of our ingredients are ready. I want to talk about the most important seasoning we're gonna use today, which is Doubanjiang, 郫县 Doubanjiang, specifically from Sichuan. So this will make this dish very tasty and you really don't need a lot of other seasonings for this dish. Of course, if you don't have this specific brand, and you can substitute with other Doubanjiang. But for the best flavor, I highly recommend using 郫县 Doubanjiang. So we're gonna use about 1 tablespoon of Doubanjiang. And I usually store the rest of the Doubanjiang in my trusty Doubanjiang jar. Now Doubanjiang is fermented, so you don't need to refrigerate it and it will be fine on the shelf. But I still like to refrigerate mine. Today we're going to use the wok for this dish, but if you don't want to use the wok, use a non-stick pan. It works perfectly fine. For the seasoning, we're just gonna use a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of Sichuan peppercorn powder, and a little bit of sugar. So now let's get started. In the wok, add some oil, about 1 to 2 tablespoons depending on your like. And we're going to drop in the ginger. Give it a stir. And now drop in the meat. Stir the meat until they're evenly cooked. Now our meat is nicely cooked. We're going to drop in the Doubanjiang. Stir and mix well. Now you should smell the beautiful aroma from the Doubanjiang. Now let's drop in the veggies. And just look at that, it's coming together beautifully. And the veggies should be softened. And now we're gonna add our seasonings. A little bit of soy sauce, about 1 teaspoon. A 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. And about 1/4 teaspoon of Sichuan peppercorn powder. Give it a stir. And when the veggies are at your desired tenderness, turn off the fire. Alright guys, now our favorite part, the taste test. This looks so perfect and so appetizing. I just cannot wait to try. So now let's dig in. So perfect. The chive flour has a beautiful aroma and the texture is so tender and crunchy. It is really flavorful and yummy. So I hope you give this recipe a try. It is really delicious. And if you have not tried chive flour before, go give it a try. It is so good. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I do hope it is helpful for you. And make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new recipes from my hometown, Sichuan. Thanks so much for hanging. I'll see you next time.